Candy on the paint, chrome on the feet, leather NT with the...
I never thought I'd say this, but I think it's finally time for LeBron James to retire. Not because he's washed, he's not. Not because he can't still play, he can. And definitely not because he's not still one of the smartest basketball players alive. But the reason is, there's nothing left for him to prove. And honestly, the basketball gods are starting to send us hints. At 41 years old, after 23 NBA seasons, LeBron just got swept out of the playoffs again by the Oklahoma City Thunder. And after the game, for maybe the first time in a long time, LeBron sounded uncertain about his future. That matters because LeBron usually talks like a man who already knows the next chapter. But this time, this dude sounded tired. Honestly, the perfect ending already happened. LeBron got to play in the NBA with his son. That's storybook stuff. That's Disney movie stuff. That's every sports documentary ever made stuff. You can't really top that. He came into the league in 2003 when people still had flip phones and MySpace pages. Half the NBA today was literally in diapers when LeBron entered the league. And somehow, he's still averaging over 20 points a game. That is insane. But eventually, every legend reaches the point where the body starts negotiating with the mind. The mind is saying, I'm still him. The knees are saying, brother, please sit down. The signs are there now. This season alone, injuries, fatigue, recovery issues, another disappointing playoff exit, and a Lakers roster that clearly isn't championship level anymore. Even JJ Redick looked emotional talking about coaching LeBron, possibly for the last time. And let's be honest, LeBron has reached the stage where every playoff loss starts to affect the legacy conversation more than it helps it. That's not fair, but that's sports. Nobody remembers late career Wizards Michael Jordan as much as Bulls Jordan. Nobody talks about washed up Shaq on 3 different teams. And I don't want to see LeBron become basketball's version of your uncle still trying to race teenagers at the family barbecue. Back in my day, yeah, Unc, we know. What exactly is left? LeBron broke the scoring title, won multiple championships with 3 franchises, went to 10 finals, became arguably the greatest all-around player ever, became a billionaire, became a global icon, and changed athlete empowerment forever. The man completed basketball. He basically beat NBA career mode on Hall of Fame difficulty. At this point, every extra season feels less like building the legacy and more like refusing to close the app. And look, there's nothing wrong with walking away while you can still average 20 points. That's actually legendary. Most athletes stay too long because they're chasing the feeling they used to have. But LeBron already got the fairy tale moments. Cleveland title, bubble championship, playing with Bronny. That's a movie ending. And honestly, I think LeBron sounds more like a father now than a basketball player. After the playoff loss, he said he wants to spend time with his family before deciding what comes next. That sounds different. And maybe that's because for the first time in his life, basketball may no longer be the most important thing. There's business, his family, watching his kids, owning teams someday, movies, media. LeBron has an entire empire waiting for him outside basketball. Most NBA players retire and disappear. LeBron could retire tomorrow and still dominate headlines for the next 30 years. And maybe that's why this feels like the right ending. Not because he failed, not because he can't play, but because there may never be a more complete basketball career than this one. From the chosen one to arguably the greatest longevity athlete we've ever seen. At some point, the greats don't retire because they can't play anymore. They retire because the story is already finished. And honestly, that story might already be perfect. So, should LeBron retire or does he have one more run left? Let me know in the comments.
Candy on the paint, chrome on the feet, leather NT with the peanut butter.